Have you ever heard of a place so mysterious, so terrifying, that stepping into it feels like stepping into another dimension? Today, we're diving deep into the heart of the world's most chilling forest, where countless people have vanished without a trace. But here's the question, what's really behind these disappearances? Ghosts? Ancient curses? Or something even more sinister? Stay with us, because the answers might just haunt you forever. Deep in the untouched wilderness lies a forest so foreboding that even seasoned hikers and adventurers think twice before entering. Locals speak in hushed tones about the unexplained disappearances that have plagued the area for decades. Families, solo travelers, even experienced trackers, all gone without a single clue left behind. The forest, known as, insert forest name here, is steeped in lore. According to Native American legends, the land is cursed, a sacred ground where the spirits of the past demand retribution. Centuries ago, battles were fought on this very soil, leaving behind a trail of blood and vengeance. It's said that the spirits of those who perished remain trapped here, luring the unsuspecting to their doom. But here's where it gets even creepier, modern science has tried to explain these phenomena. Compasses go haywire. GPS devices fail. And some experts believe there might be something unnatural beneath the forest floor, perhaps a magnetic anomaly or something even stranger. For decades, stories have poured in from those lucky, or unlucky, enough to make it out alive. One man, a seasoned camper, recalled hearing whispers at night, though he swore he was completely alone. It felt like the forest was alive, he said. Like it was watching me. Another group of teenagers ventured deep into the woods for a weekend camping trip. They captured strange, flickering lights on their phones, only for their footage to mysteriously disappear when they tried to play it back. They fled in terror after one of them claimed to see a shadowy figure following them. Perhaps the most chilling account comes from a local search and rescue officer. He described finding an abandoned campsite with food still on the fire and a single shoe lying in the dirt. But there was no trace of the campers. When he ventured further, he found symbols carved into the trees, symbols that no expert could identify. Why are there no signs of struggle? Paranormal experts, on the other hand, believe the forest serves as a portal to another dimension. Could it be that those who vanish aren't just lost but have crossed into another realm? Survivors consistently report hearing strange sounds. Whispers that seem to come from nowhere. Distant laughter, almost childlike, echoing through the trees. A low, guttural growl that chills the bones. Some researchers have analyzed audio recordings from the forest and found frequencies that don't match any known animal or natural phenomenon. What's even more unsettling? The sounds often seem to mimic human voices, calling out the names of those who enter the forest. Before venturing into the forest, travelers often receive warnings from the locals. Don't go too deep, they say. And if you hear someone calling your name, don't answer. One chilling tale involves a woman who ventured into the woods after hearing her child's voice. The problem? Her child was miles away at home. She was never seen again. What's truly happening in this forest? Could the stories of vengeful spirits and otherworldly portals hold some truth? In the next part, we'll dive deeper into the evidence, real-life investigations, chilling photographs, and the unsolved mysteries that have baffled even the most brilliant minds. But for now, one thing is clear, this is no ordinary forest. Over the years, paranormal investigators and researchers have dared to explore the depths of this haunted forest, hoping to uncover its secrets. One group, armed with high-tech equipment, set out to map the electromagnetic fields of the area. What they found was astonishing. Certain hotspots showed intense electromagnetic spikes, enough to disrupt electronic devices. Some experts believe these anomalies could be linked to energy vortices, theoretical gateways between dimensions. One investigation team reported seeing shadowy figures darting between the trees, too quick to be human. Their thermal cameras picked up unexplained heat signatures, and their audio recorders captured faint whispers. The words were chilling, "Leave. This is not your place. Even more disturbing are the physical effects reported by those who enter these hotspots. Some investigators have experienced sudden nausea, dizziness, and even fainting spells, as if the forest itself were rejecting them. Perhaps the most baffling cases involve seasoned explorers who seemed perfectly prepared for the wilderness. Take the case of, insert name, an experienced hiker who vanished while documenting the forest for a travel blog. His last known footage showed him speaking calmly to the camera before turning abruptly, as if he'd heard something. His final words. What was that? When search teams combed the area, they found only his backpack, neatly placed on a rock. His camera, oddly enough, was intact, but the memory card was missing. What could have happened to him in a place where no one was supposed to be? Another chilling case involves a family of 3 who disappeared while on a weekend trip. Their car was found parked at the forest's edge, keys still in the ignition. Weeks later, a search team discovered a single photograph stuck to a tree. The image? A blurry figure standing in the shadows, holding what looked like a child's toy. Those who have ventured deep into the forest have stumbled upon bizarre and often terrifying sights. Unmarked graves, shallow pits containing human remains, with no signs of how they died. Strange symbols, carvings on trees and rocks that resemble ancient runes or sigils. Abandoned campsites, tents and belongings left behind, as if the occupants had fled in a hurry. One investigator even found what appeared to be a makeshift shrine, a circle of stones surrounding an old, weathered doll. Local folklore claims that dolls like this were used in rituals to summon or appease spirits. Theories that keep experts awake at night. Ancient curses. Some believe the forest is cursed due to the atrocities committed there in the past. Could the spirits of the land's original inhabitants still haunt these woods, exacting revenge on those who dare trespass? Alien abductions. UFO enthusiasts point to reports of strange lights and missing time as evidence of extraterrestrial involvement. Could the forest be a hotspot for alien activity? Time slips. A growing number of theorists believe the forest may be a site of temporal anomalies. Survivors have described feeling as though time moved differently within the woods. Could those who disappear have accidentally stepped into another timeline? Predatory entities. Some paranormal experts suggest that the forest is home to non-human entities, beings that thrive on fear and confusion. These entities, they claim, are capable of mimicking voices and creating illusions to lure victims deeper into the woods. A survivor, Ella, shared their experience of being lost for what felt like days, only to emerge and realize that only a few hours had passed. I saw my friend ahead of me, calling my name, they said. But when I reached them, they disappeared, and I realized I'd been walking toward a cliff's edge. Another survivor described hearing a voice calling for help. When they followed it, they stumbled into a clearing where everything was eerily silent. They turned back, only to find their footprints had disappeared, as if the forest had erased their presence. What's truly haunting this forest? Could the strange sounds, electromagnetic anomalies, and chilling disappearances all be part of a larger, sinister force? In Part 3, we'll unravel the most shocking revelations yet, evidence that might finally explain why this forest consumes those who dare to enter. Deep within the forest, investigators have found evidence suggesting that it may not just be the supernatural at work. Stories have emerged of secretive gatherings held under the cover of night, groups performing rituals that locals describe as inhuman. Burned circles in the ground, animal remains, and cryptic symbols point to something sinister. One chilling story involves a lone camper who stumbled upon such a gathering. Hidden behind these remnants hint at a time when people tried to settle the land, though none seem to have stayed for long. Explorers venturing into these structures report strange phenomena. Disembodied voices, whispered prayers in the church and soft cries in the cabins. Moving shadows, figures seen darting across rooms, though no one is there. Unexplained cold spots, areas where the temperature plummets despite the warmth outside. In one harrowing account, a group of hikers entered an abandoned cabin and found a journal left behind. The final entry read, "If you're reading this, it's too late. It won't let me leave." The hikers fled immediately, leaving the journal behind. Among the most spine-chilling theories is the idea that the forest itself is alive, or at least, something within it is hunting. Survivors often speak of a sense of being watched, of hearing footsteps behind them that stop the moment they turn around. Some speculate that a cryptid-like creature may inhabit the forest. Descriptions vary, but common traits include glowing eyes, an unnatural gait, and the ability to blend seamlessly into the surroundings. Others believe it's not a physical being at all but a malevolent force that manipulates the mind, causing paranoia and leading victims astray. While the supernatural elements dominate the narrative, some scientists have attempted to explain the forest's mysteries through natural phenomena. Geomagnetic fields, the unusual energy spikes in the forest could be caused by underground minerals, which might disorient travelers and interfere with electronic devices. Infrasound, low-frequency sound waves produced by wind or other natural occurrences could trigger feelings of fear, nausea, and unease. Toxic plants or fungi, certain spores, when inhaled, could cause hallucinations and erratic behavior. While these explanations offer some comfort, they fail to account for the disappearances, the whispers, and the shadowy figures seen by countless witnesses. Perhaps the most harrowing tale involves a search and rescue officer who disappeared during a mission to find a lost child. Months later, a group of hikers stumbled upon his badge in a remote part of the forest, alongside a hastily scrawled note. "It's not a place. It's a presence. And it knows we're here." No further traces of him were ever found, and the case remains unsolved. Among the most controversial explanations is the idea that the forest contains a rift between dimensions. Those who disappear might have stumbled into another reality, one they can't return from. Witness accounts of sudden, inexplicable silence, distorted visuals, and even sightings of their own doubles lend weight to this theory. One explorer claimed to have seen himself standing in the distance, staring back at him with an expressionless face. Terrified, he ran back to his campsite, only to find all his belongings arranged differently than he had left them. As we piece together the evidence, haunted ruins, unexplained phenomena, survivor accounts, and scientific anomalies, it becomes clear that this forest defies logic. It seems to act as a trap, luring the curious and the unsuspecting alike into its grasp. But why? Some believe the forest acts as a filter, selectively targeting certain individuals based on their mental or emotional state. Others think it's entirely random, a cruel lottery of fate. Despite all the stories, all the evidence, and all the theories, one truth remains: the forest keeps its secrets. Whether it's a curse, a supernatural force, or something science has yet to understand, the fact is that people continue to disappear, and we may never know why. Would you dare to enter and find out for yourself? If this story has left you with more questions than answers, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your theories in the comments. And remember, not all mysteries are meant to be solved.